Many people have heard the terminology, the 4 P's of marketing mix, the marketing mix. And when you're talking about the marketing mix, there are always the 4 P's that are involved, but not many people really understand. Not many people have mastered the 4 P's. And today we're going to be talking about mastering the 4 P's, the marketing. When talking about the marketing mix, how do you master the 4 P's? And this is a guide to crafting a winning marketing mix. If you want to craft a winning marketing mix, then this is the right video for you. I hope you learn a thing or two, because today we're going to be talking about the marketing piece. What are these 4 P's that are involved in the marketing mix? So let's start with defining what is a marketing mix. When we're defining a marketing mix, we're talking about the framework that businesses use to define their marketing strategies, and mostly you find that it encompasses 4 key elements and that contribute the overall marketing approach. So what are these 4 elements that are encompassed in the marketing mix? Number one is the product. And when you talk about the product, this is the physical product or the service that you're rendering to your customers. And you find that when you're talking about the product, we're talking about things like the features, benefit that is really setting the product apart. And we're talking about things like the quality, the design, the packaging, the unique selling point. All these we're talking about when you're talking about the product in the marketing mix. That is what you now look into the product in details. You to look at the branding. How have you really packaged your product? How have you packaged your service? What is the quality? What is the quality? How if people are going to rate your product, can they give it a 5-star rating or a 1-star rating or 0 rating? So you look at those elements. And then when you're talking about price, the second one is price. And price, we're talking about this is the amount that your customers are willing to give out for your product or your service. And when we're talking about pricing, we have 3 pricing strategies. Number one, you have competitive pricing strategy. This is where now you base your price regarding to what your competitors are selling at. Let's say it's a product and they're selling at 50 shillings. And then you can decide to maybe put your product at 50. Your competitors, if they're selling at 50 shillings, you can decide to put your product at 50 shillings, or you can go higher and ask for 60, 70 and above, or you can go lower and ask for 40, 30. That is more on pricing. Then the second strategy of pricing is called value-based pricing. This is now where people will buy something because of the value it is bringing. So you find like maybe it's a matchbox. Yes, we know it is 5 shillings, but because the value you have placed it with, it is requiring you to buy it at 100 shillings because of. Then that is where you look at things like the location of that matchbox, where so you find that if it's in an auction, you find that the value will increase when it changes location. Maybe from you are selling it at Githurai and start selling it at Lavington, you find that the value appreciates because the geographical location has changed. And then the other pricing is called premium pricing. Now this is the standard pricing, where a set of people have agreed that this item will be selling it at 45 shillings. So you find that if you go to like all shops, they are selling it at 45 shillings. When you're talking about pricing, one of the things that will affect the pricing, number one, is the production cost. Another thing is the consumer perceived value, and then another thing is the willingness. How is the customer willing to buy? Is he in a state of urgency that they really need this person, the person was just maybe walking and they met that thing or they met that service and they decided to buy. So those are some of the things that will really affect your pricing. And then number 3, as one of the elements of the 4 P's in the marketing mix, is place. And when we talk about place, we're talking about distribution. This is now where we talk about how and when your customers can come and collect your product, or maybe they can come and get your service. So we're talking about the location. Where can they get your services? Where can they get your product? And how can they get your product? If something that needs delivery, how are they going to get it? Yeah. So you find that is what we're talking about. Place. This is what we're talking about. So you find that you really need to select the right distribution channels. If maybe you're supplying gas, LPG gas, you need to look at what is the best way that my customers can get my products. So what is the best distribution channel that I am going to use? And then at the number 4 is promotion. And when we talk about promotion, we're talking about the activities that you take to promote your product or your service? What are those things that you go out to do so that your product can reach many people, so that your service can reach many people? So when you're talking about this, we talk about things like advertising, we're talking about sales promotion, we're talking about things like social media, we're talking about influencing, we are talking about collaboration with other brands, we we are talking about all this. These are some of the things that you really need to look at when you're talking about the marketing mix, when and we're talking about promotion. What are those things that you're doing? What are those these things that you're doing so that your product or your service can reach the market and can reach people, and they can be able to access it, or they can be able to buy it. So those are the 4 P's of the marketing mix. And I hope you have learned a thing or two. If you have learned something, leave in the comment section and I'll be sure to read it out. Make sure at the end of this video you like, you comment, subscribe, share, and hit on the notification button so that every time I upload a new video, you can always be notified. If you're interested in learning more about marketing in details, you can enroll at Finstock University College. This is an online college that offers short courses, freelance courses, diplomas, degrees at a very, very affordable rate. And it's all online, so that means you can really study at the comfort of your workplace, home, or at school. And to learn more, you can visit their website at www.finstockuniversity.com, or call them at 0703 313 or send them an email at info@finstockuniversity.com. Until next time, goodbye.